ABC happened, but unfortunately, that streaming just stopped abruptly. I don't understand why ABC stopped abruptly. But however, make I see whether this other streaming will go live and whether we did live. I have to test to see, I have to check to be sure that we are live. Sincere apologies to everyone who would be say don't join us. Unfortunately, that stream just cut off abruptly like that. Please bear with us and sincere apologies. It's just unfortunate to have these things happen. Well, anyway, just to keep you busy until we go live proper, let me feed you with some of the conversations and stories we say they happen. We're gonna watch this video as on they wait for us to go back live. Take a listen.
Because it's about Nigeria. How do we do the better Nigeria? I'm not giving you the big. How we can build a better Nigeria. A Nigeria where we will all be proud to say it's our country. A Nigeria where a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody.
So with this coalition, what should Nigeria do?
A better Nigeria. And a more united, secure, progressive Nigeria where we are going to move the country from consumption to production and get our people employed, everything. Thank you. Because it's about Nigeria. How do we do the better Nigeria? I'm not giving you the big. How we can build a better Nigeria. A Nigeria where we will all be proud to say it's our country. A Nigeria where a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody.
So with this coalition, what should Nigeria do?
A better Nigeria. And a more united, secure, progressive Nigeria where we are going to move the country from consumption to production and get our people.
You are welcome to your state.
Yes.
Would you like to know the purpose of your visit?
Well, very simple. We've come to respectfully consult with my dear brother, His Excellency, the Governor of Oyo State, on
you are welcome to your state.
yes.
Would you like to know the purpose of your visit?
Well, very simple. We've come to respectfully consult with my dear brother, His Excellency, the Governor of Oyo State, on
You are welcome to your state.
yes.
Would you like to know the purpose of your visit?
Well, very simple. We've come to respectfully consult with my dear brother, His Excellency, the Governor of
All right, so
Oyo
sincere
State.
apologies for that brief breaking transmission of that. It's a brief issue we get. I don't understand what happened to my streaming app, so I had to quickly rectify it. I don't know if you can hear me now, but welcome back to the show. So very quickly, I've been telling a few things we busy happen for inside the country, Nigeria today. One of which BC, former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi visit Seyi Makinde today for inside Ibadan or your state. One of the states where BC Igbo don't talk say according to video we be the make round say no visit here or no visit here. If you try you do anyhow you go see anyhow. But unfortunately he went there on Saturday. He went there again today, and people don't they talk say, hey Oga Igbo, how far this your threat now? You know, see I'm threatening again, but that's even by the way for a separate story entirely. I didn't tell you this just say for Delta State, a police officer publicly execute a young man where he said they don't already arrest, handcuff him. The guy no they armed, he no hold gun, he no do anything, he don't handcuff, and he shoots the guy publicly. Waiting with the guy crime. We never know. So only the policeman become judge, jury, and everything together. Now, this one don't raise a lot of public outcry, public uproar, and people don't they vex, they talk, say, how, I mean, people don't they decry the level of lawlessness for inside the country. What thing go give the police officer akpo be go make and do this kind of thing? If no be say get waiting they give them power, that now waiting a lot of people they talk. At what point did we generate to this level where it be saying the way it don't become where it be say anybody go fit kill anybody broad daylight and it no mean anything? I be police officer no suppose no say him be he no understand the procedure as the first line for inside law and order. He no understand the procedure again. No, he say what he supposed to do now to arrest the guy, and every arrested person they innocent until proven otherwise. That now what's in the say people they talk. Well, this one don't raise a lot of public outcry, and it don't speak on the decay of lawlessness for inside our country. This is a very troubling concern. With all of this matter and more, Naim will carry your domot this evening to bring on. Welcome to Updates with Precious. It always sweet my ability to bring on updates of all the things that happen for inside the country. I'll be back shortly. All right, Nigerians, welcome to Updates with Precious. Another beautiful day to bring on all the things that they share for inside our country. Very quickly, make a begin bring on some of the headlines of things that happen. Now, one of the breaking story that we go here today, now say 2027 election, or as you get to do with 2027, that's Baba Ahmed don't wash your hand, come out like Pontius Pilate for everything we get to do with Labour Party. Right now, he say, ain't no day Labour Party again at all. Say right now, in they join PRP. I am leaving Labour Party to PRP. PRP na brother Hakim Baba Ahmed Party. Now there now you don't go. Now people come they say, what happened? What changed? What's happened like this way they go? Remember saying him been pledged loyalty to the Abure led Labour Party at that time, saying go day the party may they go anywhere. But unfortunately, he don't leave. And people don't they talk, say, Oga, calm down. What is leading to this? Now, that's Baba Ahmed announced this today, Tuesday, while fielding questions in an interview on Politics Today for Inside Channels Television. Now, he attributed his decision to internal disagreements within the Labour Party, which he said has drifted from its original ideals. Now, he said, I am leaving Labour Party tomorrow, Wednesday. There is more time to read. When there was real peace in Labour Party was when they posted back. Now, they redeployed someone with a specific purpose, and because of the antecedent of the individual to make life difficult, particularly for me, what the Labour Party stood for then is no longer what it used to be today or what it is today. Now, according to the politician, he said in the exit to enter inside PRP, I'm leaving Labour Party for PRP. And people come, they say, hey, this one, another wahala entirely. But we could go straight to other issues. Speaking about the Labour Party, Nadi Usman don't emerge in Labour Party national chairman, at least for her own faction, because Abure see they do, I know go great. He said nothing will make her great. He need agree at all, as it take be, because saying will see they continue to battle the battle. But the Labour Party don't elect Nadi Usman for inside the national as the national chairman of the party for the convention where they hold today for inside Abia State for Omuahia. You remember, say the only governor where they get ready for inside Labour Party now Alex Oti will be say now from Abia State, and so far they don't elect Nadi Usman as the chairman for inside the party. Now with her emergence, Usman makes history as the first woman to be elected national chairman of any political party for Nigeria. Any political party at all, they make history. Now, it will be recalled that on Wednesday, 4th September 2024, Usman was appointed to lead the National Caretaker Committee of the party. Well, now she don't become the Oga Pata chairman of the party. Now, police arrests officer over public execution of Delta State youth. You see this case, I have never seen a case that is as troubling as this case. It is such a menace. I don't understand how it be say our governance, our police force don't degenerate to this level. I don't even understand. Because if you ask me, I don't know who I go ask. This matter, and I'm waiting EBC don't get a lot of people worried, but we'll look at it and then we'll also look at other issues where EBC surround the matter. So the Nigerian police force don't arrest an officer, ASP Nuhu Usman, over the fatal shooting of a suspect, Mene Ogidi, from Efuro Delta State, the young man from. Now, the incident occurred today, I think it was on Sunday, after police operatives from the Efuro Area Command responded to report from the Benin Motor Park along the Warri Sapele Expressway. Now, the suspect had purportedly been apprehended by members of the a transport union while attempting to waybill a parcel containing I think a Beretta pistol and 4 rounds of ammunition. Now they tried to waybill. Police said that while efforts were on the way to take the suspect into custody, the team leader, ASP Nuhu Usman, discharged his firearm in violation of regulations, resulting in this suspect's death spontaneously. You see, I never see it. It was so chilling, but unfortunately, I don't go play the video them for now because of YouTube policies. It is so chilling. In fact, if you're on my WhatsApp, I'll send you the WhatsApp because I never see a thing like this before. Nobody expected that this young man would have died instantly. Now, the leadership of the Nigerian police force has directed the immediate transfer of the officer and his team to Force Headquarters Abuja, where they will face the Force Disciplinary Committee for summary disciplinary measures and prosecution. Now, the Inspector General of Police extends his condolences to the family of the deceased and assures them that justice will be served in accordance with the law. Open. I never see this kind of thing. Now, remember, this is just as we, with a complaint about a soldier killing an NYC young guy, and they say, oh, nah, during a face-off with robbery attack, another. The family say, no face-off, anything want to get with armed robbers. Ona kill our son. This one, now, for broad daylight, people were recording it, and it happened openly. I can't imagine. If this is not lawlessness, I don't understand what is lawlessness. I don't understand what we're going to in this country, honestly speaking. Honestly speaking. And you see, why it is troubling. There's only one thing people are pointing to. Now, waiting they give officers this kind of mind to do this thing. That's the thing. Because a country where we say indeed gets law and order. No, they're not born anybody will make it behave anyhow like this. Waiting give people rights to think say they could just behave anyhow like this. Waiting give them the rights. That's not a question where BC people they ask. Well, we'll come back to this case. Meanwhile, that's Baba made for inside the interview when he gets today. Again and again, he don't reiterate. He say APC no win the election. He said in 2023, he say we know saying a Labour Party win that election. That's Baba Ahmed don't talk him again today too. He said the All Progressives Congress did not win the last presidential election. That is Tinubu no win the election. When Sudan as president. That's a talk this one today for inside interview with Channels Television. He said, I repeat it, APC did not win the 2023 election. Labour Party won that election. That's what he talked. Now, he acknowledged that the courts had given judgment on the matter, but maintained that the outcome does not reflect whether what he believes happened. That is, reflectively no say happened on that day. In fact, quoting him, he said, the courts have the power to do all and everything. You don't have to win elections. The court can say you won, and it says so. And it stays like that. So that is said, he still stands by his earlier warning that allowing the election outcome to stand could affect Nigeria's democracy. Now, I told Nigerians that if you allow the election to stay, that would be the end of democracy in Nigeria. I still humbly remain by that. Meaning, he said democracy don't die for Nigeria like this. So not be democracy will die like this. So, hey, he accused the government of failing in key areas, including security and the economy, while focusing more on weakening opposition parties. In fact, people don't even talk about, remember, say PRP, this PRP when they wrong go now. Just now, where PRP and now say, oh, opposition say they go make their place available for coalition and all that. Now, another faction don't they come out for PRP again. Now people say for another faction to come up inside PRP, you supposed to know say, monkey hand don't enter this soup, because why must it be opposition parties where faction will just come out up and down? What is really going on? Waiting be the real thing where they go on. We make every opposition we try bring their heads more, faction will come out. Any opposition will bring their heads more, faction will come out. Waiting they happen. Now only then waka come. What is going on? What is happening? Well, we'll go revisit that matter. He did say quite a lot. To say, according to him, Nigeria's resources should have been used to improve the lives of citizens rather than being used in political battles at the expense of what they should have done, providing security, improving the economy, and they are focused on other things like to weaken opposition parties. That is to say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu used the first 3 years of his life, they fight opposition parties silently without giving people the gains of democracy. Meanwhile, Lagos 2027, it won't stand. APC aspirant Ajose kicks against Hamzat's endorsement by GAC. Borno Zulum endorses Gubio as preferred successor in 2027 governorship. And you must defend Nigeria's Nigeria's democracy. You watch that to Nigerian youths. And then Ogun East, Daniel dares Governor Abiodun picks nomination form despite adoption. Hey, okay, now it's gonna happen. There is nothing like vehicle tax in Nigeria. Kute defends Oyedele and NRS. And then let's see. Okay. Bandits demand 5 million naira tax from Katsina villages. The year tax. Government they collect tax, bandits they collect tax. It shock you. Na Nigeria BDs. EFCC arraigns Bauchi accountant general, BDC operator over 1.63 billion naira fraud case. Troops repel ISWAP terrorist attack in Yobe State, and China hands over new ECOWAS headquarters to sub-regional bloc. China and they build our ECOWAS headquarters for us. Fantastic. Jigawa urges media to boost immunization awareness, tackle vaccine. A full shooting. IGP reacts as police officer kills suspect, assures justice. You see this kind of thing here? I never see something where they're as painful as this kind of thing will happen. Police EFCC rescue 14 kidnapped victims from Calabar Oron waterways. And let's see what we have there again. Navy arrest idiots, other pipeline vandals in Bayelsa. Idiots, on quotes. And so they put another mirror in the story. And in Delta, outrage as a policeman publicly shoots unarmed man dead in live video. Man arrested for assaulting female police officer in Osun State. Boko Haram suspects invade Dapchi burn police station, telecom mast, Dapchi village. It shock you? Well, these are some of the things that happen for inside Nigeria. But let's just visit other issues with the shell for inside our country. Uganda detains 62 Nigerians, 169 other foreigners in coordinated operation targeting illegal immigrants and cyber fraud networks. And then Tinubu's government has done nothing to tackle Nigerians' problems. Mohammed Hayatuddin accuses APC of prioritizing 2027 victory over citizens' welfare. Now, what's everybody that accuse them with that? And then Dati Ahmed announced defection from Labour Party to PRP, declares what Labour Party stood for then is no longer what it is today. That is waiting Labour Party will stand for that time, not be waiting it be for again today. Waiting can make Labour Party can't lose waiting they stand for now. The only difference that say Peter be common for the party. Why is it losing what it stands for? That's a question where a lot of people they ask. Now, National Assembly's corruption and sycophancy, as they say, pose greater threats to Nigerian democracy than Tinubu's government. Shehu Ghazali na in one day son. In case you don't understand what's in the minute, say the sycophancy, the Babasokwe, the leaking of here. Of power that be of the National Assembly members say that say in fact say now more problem and more threat to democracy than waiting Tinubu saying they do for one party system, if that's not true. Right now, Tinubu must do jail, dead or alive. Netizens or Nigerian social media users demand accountability over forgery, looting, and corruption. Say he must do jail, dead or alive. Our president, people should stop that thing. He said 11 years after APC took over, no new major power financing in Nigeria. Who talked this one? Former Minister of Power, Bath in Nigeria. In the review. He said, no, say 11 years, they never get any major thing we get to do with power. Nothing. Hey! Wow. Now, Ghana rejects $109 million US health agreement over data privacy concerns. Nigeria na go reject them. The America First Health Clinical. Nigeria na go reject them, but Ghana don't reject them over privacy concerns. Nigerian call half for now. Okay, now. Meanwhile, how can they charge me 206,000 naira just to park my car? Okay, Big Brother Nigeria's white money blasts Lagos airport over new parking fees. You see, that parking fee, I don't understand. If they talk now, if we talk now, they go to say, the attack is actually for the bourgeoisies where they travel by flights because no poor man, they travel by flight. Rich people, they travel by flight. Okay, but then, all right, you don't they reach around small, all of us, they test as the thing they be for Nigeria. Well, moving on very quickly, who becomes Lagos governor or when to remove him cannot be reduced to hallucination of one man. Tinubu. Rhodes Vival in the slam Tinubu over and APC over interference in Sanwo-Olu's leadership. You don't live beyond Wahala where they use contest, so he did slam them over waiting they happen for inside their own headquarters. Meanwhile, P2B holds closed door meeting with Seyi Makinde in Ibadan as opposition consultations intensify ahead of 2027. No, say this May would they enter and now go know who be the opposition presidential flag bearer or how many of opposition flag bearers or presidential candidates we will get this May like this, who would they enter. Tinubu government has legalized fraud, tax laws, electoral acts, and even their own certificates are forged. Hell! Zekari Idris, when they talk this one. Oh, in case you don't understand why they talk this one, as if we say, Madam Iriti Kingibe come out, come give us another banger. Talk say, would they even talk say them forge? It's this thing where you be say, Oga, waiting be our Oga name, we concern electoral act. Oga, waiting be name again now. Ikimi. Waiting Oga can tell us say it did some clauses waiting for inside the electoral act where they ensure say, for instance, one of them now we give room to waiting they say they don't abolish for the past electoral acts to make politicians fit get the power to print their own ballot boxes, or that clause if you make it be say any ballot box at all fee be counted where they don't come out since. She said that kind of thing be no deal. Say them for not do that kind of thing now. Say because she follow for the committee where it be say handle the electoral act. They not see that kind of thing. Say for 2 years, I'll be 3 years and work on the electoral act. They not see that kind of thing. Say how come that one day inside? Cause say meaning say what's in the be say them pass, they different from what's in the be say president sign where we go use for inside the election. Let me talk this one. And this not be the first time it happen. Remember the tax law where we say come out now. So one senator come out conscious say, excuse me, what's in we pass? They different from the copy where I see where president signed, where they gazetted. Now, electoral act again too. You're taking it, but don't come out conscious. In fact, make a year and first of all before we move forward.
They were not in the original ones. I spoke to somebody about it. I said, I can show you the documents I have. Since when, in what election have we ever conducted where INEC ballot papers did not have security measures that you can bring any type of ballot paper and vote with it? It's never happened. And so when somebody was mentioning to me, I said, no, I didn't see that part. It couldn't have been there. And when we brought I was on the committee for the electoral reforms. 2 years we worked on a document that was acceptable, and we did by bicameral sitting. So it was not just the Senate, but the Senate and the House sat as well as with INEC and some CSOs, and came up with a document that we felt would give us free and fair election. We brought it, and every aspect of it was turned upside down. Now tell me why. Go on. Because, and we all complained, why go to the expense of electronic and digital devices if you say you don't have to use them? Why bother?
But you know, it's most unlikely that your request for an amendment is going to be hearkened to.
Well, Charles, let's just say once upon a time there was doctrine of necessity. When there's need for it, things will be amended.
Well, you're saying there is a need for it.
Oh, there's definitely
so the question is, will it be amended?
If there's enough pressure.
Okay, so you don't hear from horse's mouth herself, and as she is talking, well, this is not Nigeria. Would you be surprised that this has happened? But let me just take you through more of the headlines we get this evening. And Tinubu didn't send criminal Jimo Ibrahim to UN for diplomacy. He sent him to counter efforts to expose Christian genocide. Mike Arnold, Mike Arnold don't come out with a couple of accusation recently, and people don't complain about this one. Say, Oga, what's happened? What's happened again? We say they talk this one. Now, this particular story, former U.S. Mayor of Blanco, Texas, Mike Arnold, don't allege that Bola Tinubu did not deploy newly posted ambassador Jimo Ibrahim to the United Nations for diplomatic engagement, but rather to counter narratives being raised about alleged persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Now, Nigeria's newly appointed representative to the United Nations, Jimo Ibrahim, has come under intense scrutiny following his presentation of credentials to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on April 20, where he officially assumed duties as Nigeria's voice at the global body. Now, in a detailed statement, Arnold described Ibrahim as a serial business arsonist. Hear him. Okay. With ongoing criminal tax charges at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Now, in word, no be me talk am, questioning the credibility of his role as Nigeria's diplomatic voice. Now, concerns center on Ibrahim's long-running legal and financial disputes linked to several business ventures, including, I think, the collapse of Nikon and Airways and Air Nigeria, both of which were accused of mismanagement and financial irregularities during his control. Now, he noted that Ibrahim presented his credentials to the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on April 20, officially taking up his position as at the global body. He referenced past controversies surrounding several of Ibrahim's business ventures, including Nikon Airways, Air Nigeria, and Nikon Insurance, all of which were accused of financial mismanagement, unpaid wages, and alleged diversion of funds. Now, he further pointed to findings by government and regulatory bodies, including allegations of multi-billion naira debts, tax defaults, and property seizures linked to AMCOM enforcement actions. Now, Arnold also cited past international litigations involving aircraft lease disputes in the United States as part of concerns surrounding Ibrahim's financial history. According to him, he said, placing an individual with such unresolved legal issues in a high-profile diplomatic position risk undermining Nigeria's credibility at the United Nations, especially at a time of heightened global attention on governance and human rights issues, especially genocide of in the country. So why Ibi say they go place him? In fact, in talk openly, he said Tinubu no carry and go there, make Ibi say he do anything, he carry and there, make Ibi say he go make sure say he puts things in place to counter the Christian genocide. Honest governments send their honest governments send their best people to the United Nations. But is Jimo Ibrahim the best Nigeria would have? That's my question one of the answer. He says Tinubu sent the man whose victims are still dying in court. That tells you everything. That's so in use right now. Yeah, this one. People come they talk, say, excuse me. That's so Nigerians on social media come they talk, say, why you be say one or two people then we be say they involved for this government? Don't get one or two thing we be say they wrong with them. One hanky panky or one thing or the other. Why be now what's Nigerians come they post on the streets of social media? Say almost everybody when they work for this administration is either they don't get one problem before for one country or they get one certificate in or one accusation, quite a number of them like that. Now what's Nigerians come they talk, wow, does it say a lie? That's in a just misconception. In fact, everybody they innocent until the person they court prove the person guilty. But others can they talk say, but why carry person will be say get court case whenever they resolved make it be say income take over those positions? This now, as part of the permutations where be say they go around concerning what's in the say Mike Arnold talk. But my work now to bring on the gist. Meanwhile, moving on, United Arab Emirates leaves OPEC after over 50 years, cites national interest. Kai. And of course, this one they unconnected with waiting get to do with the Israel, Iran, and US war. So now waiting make they don't wash their hand now comment for OPEC like Pontius Pilate. I remember saying United Arab Emirates and one of the top people for OPEC, that is oil producing countries. And this a very sad incident for some people. Now, emergence of new faction in PRP 1 week after coalition talks show how rotten Nigerian politics has become. And we see social media users they talk. ADC has been transformed into citizen-driven platform to unseat Tinubu APC in 2027. That now waiting Raf Wonsu they talk. And some other matter than still full for grand here very quickly. Make us see what will never touch, make for touch them. Hey! Oga EFCC boss talk says 6 out of every 10 Nigerian university students they involved in cybercrime. That is 6 out of every 10 students who you see for Nigerian university and Yahoo person. Is it that bad? I don't want to believe it's that bad. Meanwhile, Senator Marafa dumps ADC to NDC, which is former party well. Okay, it's raining, decamping, and overcamping. Well, make us see other stories. If we say day, yeah, we'll go touch like quickly. Killing, kidnappings, damning indictment of leadership failure on that Tinubu Peter behind the top down. So the killings or the kidnappings, so now very damning leadership failure on that Tinubu's government. And US court jails Nigerian man Patrick Wauku for selling forged nursing certificates. Make us see what we get here again very quickly. We'll move on. Yes. So police arrest officer who executed handcuffed suspect in viral video. Transfer trigger happy cop from Delta to Abuja. Now, the problem where a lot of people get when inside this transfer and this thing will happen. I say most times when we say politicians or police, they arrest people like this, whether they're suspect or their own police officers. Once they carry them reach Abuja, the case don't already die. They feel do little or nothing will be done. By the time you know, vested interest, powers that be, don't put mouth, and the matter don't die natural death. But then if the matter dies natural death like that, waiting can become of the person will be say die. Now be the question. Because I mean, Nigerians they talk or families of the Nigerians they cite the case of the family of the young NYC guy will be say soldiers then kill. And at the end of the day, waiting it be say the family they talk. The family the soldier police, I be Nigerian army, bring out statement, talk, say, oh, now person will be seen killed during face off with robbers. The family saying a lie on a kill at close range, no be any face off anything, no face off we make on a kill him. So who do we believe now? We're not sure of it, but who don't die, don't die. Same way we be say this young man don't die now. Who it be say will give him justice? We no. APC Assembly aspirant escapes alleged assassination attempt at Kogi Hotel. 3 suspects arrested. And Kanu Council chairman distributes detergent soap to women as empowerment. Critics call it ridiculous. Give them soap. If you see the way they hold the soap, they can become ambassador of the brand. Okay, now Nigeria, nothing will shock you if you know they shocked again. National textbook ranking system. Let the national conversation begin. Okay, that's now one right up way for this place. And then how Ekiti government awarded multi-billion naira land clearing contracts to newly registered firms amid alleged contracts splitting. PRP faction accuses Kaduna Mafia of hijacking party, calls Abuja convention a sham. That is PRP self don't get problem. PRP too don't get problem. Wait, which party no go get problem for inside this country? Which political party no go get problem? Well, make I just give a sound bite of that video we happen for inside
I will tell you everything. Now my friend, I deceive me. Did they stop play, bro? Did they stop play?
Okay, he was still talking there, but I have to leave it at this point until I go to the point where you say they don't finally do it in the carry on promote. And then people can say that's what it take be. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. It's very sad. But I mean, this is not the censored version because, of course, I can't play the full version for inside this show right here. But the uncensored version, of course, if I can send it to you on WhatsApp if you wish. It is really sad to see things happen like this in Nigeria, as if we like say we'll not get control. Like say, I don't understand. Like say we just do on autopilot. Things just they happen anyhow. Things just they happen. It no matter. You see, in fact, today I was almost so I don't know how to so weak to even think of coming live because I just got too tired of all the nonsense we basically happen for inside that country. Why all these things are going to happen for inside that country like this? Waiting happen. Why EBC Nigeria go day like this? Why EBC things would happen the way they happen for inside that country? Who do us like this? In fact, one of the things that EBC really get people even angry very well today now, a video of somebody where EBC go Aso Rock, as you can see the solar panels, where we spend how many over 10 billion, 10, 17 billion, and 10 and 7 billion, please correct me if I'm wrong. What we spend do solar panels. See the solar panel now, they parade. They don't commodity generators where generators they do. Nothing concern them again. Yeah.
Nah, that's a bit. I need to solar, so see. Don't go do solar. You deceive yourself. Don't go do solar. They deceive yourself. And you say if they vote and if you don't fix light, they will not vote in again. So she won't use.
We do, don't move on.
You see the jet. I don't when I look at shoot them. See how the jet we did and I see no more generator in Villa. I pity you, I don't do solar. Your mind go day. See, when they promise you light, see what they see no light at the end of the tunnel.
All right, so when I don't see the video, person will promise us solar. The person that inside that sorrow, I sure say they go see this person tomorrow now. Only God know. Only God go help him because if they catch him, hey, 4 lines are open, Nigerians. Let's have you join the conversation. 0817-029-4077. That's the number to call to join the conversation. 0817-029-4077. But most importantly, just follow the link for the pin post. That link will bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation very quickly. Am I shocked? Yeah, Dr. Deji! Dr. Deji, what are you doing here?
How you doing?
What are you doing here? My only Dr. Deji. Guys,
How
this
you doing?
man, I
I
cannot give
saw
you the story
you.
of this man. This man is my
Sorry,
right-hand man.
I
Dr. Deji, you're welcome.
I saw you. Then I saw the topic, and I
Did you
was
see
having
that
a
video?
discussion with somebody.
Okay.
Yes, I saw the video actually,
Ah,
and when I saw it, I was saying some things. Then and I saw you online. I'm like, oh, I'm not sure that maybe the link will be there. Let me just check. When I checked, it wasn't there. So I was about going away. All of a sudden, I just saw the link. Maybe you just add it coincidentally. I'm like, okay, let me
now my
wait.
spirits they
Yeah,
draw you. My
and
spirit just
yeah.
they drag you. Say, may you come. You
Mm.
don't pay. It's been
Now
long
you
you did
did.
me. You've not done me for a long time. That's why.
Now, you know now.
I
You know, I
know. I
told
know.
you.
You've
This is
been
get this
around a
back
while.
and forth.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
just
yeah.
saw you now, and I'm like, okay, let me just spend some minutes. Because of other people, because I'm not a guest. I just bumped in. So
You're not.
let
Nobody
me
is a
say
guest
something.
today. Nobody is a guest today. So go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
let me say
Because
something about this police something. And you know that I can speak to a level of authority about it. You see, I
yes,
watched that video.
yes.
I watched that particular video. And when I
How did
watched
you
that
feel?
video,
How did you feel?
I was blown away. I was very sad. The reason why I was sad is that the person that shot that guy, from the information available online, that person is a 2-star. Now, if you are a 2-star, that means you are an assistant superintendent of police, ASP. By virtue of your position as ASP, and based on the recent promotion that he did in the Nigerian police, so it's like maybe a month or 2 ago or 3 months ago, perhaps it was just 1-star. Now, you are a 2-star, you have people that are behind you. You senior an inspector, a sergeant, a constable, and all that. So you, as you get Oga, you are Oga to some people. And I suspect that for the fact that he's a 2-star, he will most likely be the leader of that team that went out
Mm,
from that
mm,
Sienna.
mm. The
Because
squad.
after the 2-star is a 3-star, which is a DSP, a
And he
deputy
cannot, a
superintendent of
DSP go
police.
fit do that kind of
Yes.
work.
Then after that, you have SP, you have CSP, then you have the commissioner cadre. So I expect that if you are a 2-star, at least you're supposed to get sense, reach some level, because the guy in question, the guy has already been captured. Now, what was the
He was
issue?
handcuffed.
According to what I heard from this popular guy that used to follow up on crime, Garrison something, this
Okay,
yellow
and
guy that would
Harrison
ask me,
Domination.
Harrison,
Harrison
yeah,
Domination.
Harrison. Now, he picked up a package. The guy that was killed picked a package. And while he was going, he was intercepted by the police. The police said, Norma, wait till you carry. He said, na person tell me, make I go pick this package, come. And they said, oh, he must open that particular package. And when they open it, lo and behold, according to that RNC guy, they found a gun inside it.
That means there would
Now,
have been a tip off.
yes. Now, if you find a gun inside it, and the guy has already been captured, you have tamed him, you have handcuffed him. That means that the guy has been incapacitated at that point in time. He's not a
Absolutely.
threat to you. He can't do you any harm. Now, it's not that his colleagues are coming for him, like you are hearing sound of a gun that they are fast approaching you, and you just want to run away and you can't quickly carry the guy. So instead of you to leave him, you now decide to shoot him. That would have been a different case. You have captured him. Your life, you, the police officers, from the scene of that particular incident, your life wasn't under threat. There's no threat whatsoever to your life. Had it been that there has been one or two threats to your life at that point in time, perhaps it would have been justifiable. But there's no threat whatsoever to your life. The man is begging in that particular video that, please, let me take you to Sapele or whatever. That is the person that sent him that particular errand. Let me take you there. Now, according to, if you like, you can say maybe the study of criminology, global security, security studies, crime, or anything. Put it under anything. And even policing itself. In that kind of instance, police is to do what? Police is to fight crime. That is what you are trained to do. You are trained that when you capture a suspect, you are to tame that particular suspect or to maim that suspect so that you can allow that suspect to pass through the judicial process so that it will serve as a deterrent. So that anybody that wants to go and commit that particular crime would have learned from the lesson of that particular guy. Now, what happened under the circumstance? The guy was begging that, please, let me take you to the person that sent me. You shot the guy. By so doing, you have tampered and you have ruined that particular case. If you have taken the guy to the person that sent him, you would have known what the gun is for, how much they purchased the gun, where they purchased the gun from. Is it a syndicate system? Is it for armed robbery? Is it for kidnapping? When you get to know that, you'll be able to arrest the syndicate that are involved. Then you would have been able to network the state command where that gun was sent from. You would have networked them, and that state command would have arrested the person that sent the gun to the guy. And when they arrest him, they will also arrest the syndicate there. Who are you selling guns to? How did you got in possession of the gun? What and what are you doing with the gun? By so doing, you have tackled crime. You have covered different layers of crime in both the state that it occurred and the state that the arms and ammunition is coming from. And at the end of the day, the guy in question would have led you to the perpetrators that are involved that can lead to the arrest of maybe like 10 or 20 or 50 people. By so doing, you have tackled crime. But by shooting the guy, how have you tackled crime? And what the police is for is to tackle crime. So in this instance, you have not tackled crime. Rather, you have ruined the case that would have led to the apprehension of criminals. And that is why that guy, that Ogbede or something that shot him, I can bet you, if the police wants...
His name is Nuhu.
Nuhu, yes, Nuhu Ogbe something, Nuhu Ogbe, something like that. Now, I can tell you that Nuhu, on a good, if justice is to be served,
his name is Nuhu
it's supposed
Usman.
to be...
ASP,
okay.
ASP, Nuhu Usman.
Okay, Nuhu Usman, right? Okay. He's supposed to be dismissed, and after he's dismissed, he will now be prosecuted for killing that particular guy, because in this instance, it wasn't justifiable in any way or manner whatsoever. I watched that particular video and I was shocked that, okay, let's assume that the Nigerian police in that particular state, maybe they've suffered one or two casualties, maybe criminals will invade the station, maybe they've also killed some of maybe policemen in the past, so they've had that grudges. Let's assume that based on the level of criminality in Nigeria, even if you want to shoot that guy, are you supposed to do it in the full glare of the public? Let's assume that
Dr.
maybe
Deji,
you know the face of the guy.
Dr. Deji, this crime in question is for possessing firearms. For a country where we say we get kidnappers, where they hold different assault rifles, that particular rifle no be serious assault rifle. No. And for a country where we say we they give these kidnappers amnesty, and would they justify and say because them be our children, so this boy now no be our son?
No,
it's Nigerian son.
No, it's not. It's not. The death of the guy is not justifiable in any way, because, like I said, you have not tackled crime. In fact, you have ruined something that can lead you into exposing crime. So, in other words, you have not behaved like a trained police officer in this instance. And if it were to be maybe like maybe like a sergeant that was recruited maybe last 2 weeks, they will say, oh, maybe he doesn't have enough orientation or training. But in this instance, let's assume, as I was saying, let's just assume that, okay, you now find the reason best known to you that you want to do such a thing in the full glare of the public. Before the people, you now decide to shoot the guy. And from the information that I watched from the video of that Arinsin guy, you know what happened? They said, according to that Arinsin guy, that when they shot the guy wasn't dead. When they now took him to their base, you still have an opportunity. That was a lifeline to have revived the guy and to have made sure that you interrogate him. But what happened? Rather than for you to revive the guy, according to the Arinsin guy now, that the guy that was there, the deceased now, was shot 3 times.
Again,
how do we explain that? Yes. How do we now explain that? So
because
the first
if you
one,
watch the end of that video, people were saying he's lucky, he's not dead, he's lucky, you know. So
if the first one is out of anxiety, if the first one is maybe miscalculation or you lose guard, how about when you now took him to your station? How do you justify shooting him again? You have not tackled the crime. Rather, you have even covered the crime. And that is why I will call on the Nigerian police to conduct a special investigation on that 2-star officer that even killed that particular guy.
Because he doesn't even know anything about that gun issue and he's just trying to kill the crime.
Because in this instance, you have not tackled the crime. This is a very sweet case. You have now, see, you even go further to begin to assess that, okay, when people send way bill, is it the new way of sending arms and ammunition across the country? Then you now alert your officers on the road that if they see a way bill, they should be suspicious of it. You have successfully tackled crime by so doing. But in this instance, you just shot the guy. You have not tackled crime. You have not done anything. And at the end of the day, when tempers are already fled in the country, you have now done what? You have now acted in such a way to bring disrepute to the institution that you represent. The Nigerian police doesn't have a super image before Nigerians. Let's be sincere with ourselves. So if you are now to act, you are supposed to project the image of the force positively. But that action, let's assume that there was nobody present that was recording that video codedly. That is how that guy would have died, and that would have been the end of it. The big question is, how many people encounter this kind of thing every day? 1, 2, the new Ogbegbe or something, you know, the 2-star, the ASP that was allegedly involved. Now, how many people has he executed in the lifetime of his job of being a police officer? Those are the things that we need to look into as a country, because this thing, let's be sincere with ourselves, it can happen to anybody. When you allow trigger-happy officers that are happy to pull the trigger rather than to tackle the crime, officers that would rather not go through the painstaking process of tackling crime, but to just end everything in a rush and pull the trigger. In that kind of instance, what you will have is there will be a lot of injustice. It can happen to anybody. Anybody can be a victim of circumstance or anything. Imagine that they now mount a roadblock and you now have an altercation with them. Let's just assume, which can happen to anybody. You may be having a bad day and you are just coming, you are driving, and they stop you and you are not in the mood. And before you know it, being the Nigerianness in you, and things went, haywire. If they have been shooting people and getting away with it, they can just look at you that, who the hell are you? And they just shoot you and that's the end of it. So it goes beyond this particular instance. The big question is, how many people have suffered from trigger-happy officers like that? How many people have suffered from the officer that shot that particular guy? How many people are likely to suffer such tomorrow, next week, and in the nearest future? These are the things that we need to look at, because when I watched that video, trust me, my heart was broken. I was like, how can you do like this? Do not make it worse. You are carrying out such and such an illegal duty, because you don't have any justification to shoot that particular guy at that point. You've already arrested him. Your life wasn't under any threat. At the end of the day, your base or your station was written on that particular bus. How do you now explain that? So, in other words, you have even exposed your other officers to trouble, because somebody that you found a gun with may be a member of a syndicate. You executed him. The name of your base was written clearly on that particular bus. Do you think that a syndicate guys, other guys, they'll just let it go like that? It may take 1 month. It may take 2 months. It may take 2 years. But trust me, they will one day come after you police officers in that base. And the worst part of it is, when they come, you may not be the victim. It may be your other innocent officers that will be the victim of the atrocities of men of the underworld when they now visit your base.
So, Dr. Lady, as a political scientist, what does this speak to? How does this portray Nigeria as a political scientist? Because people have been worried that it looks like democracy is rotten already in Nigeria. And with all the killings and all the insecurity going on, for the video where I see whether not for Ibadan or for where, or your state, where we see a picture of a video of an Amoteco guy. I don't know if you saw that video, that was written blue black by a Fulani guy. Fulani headsman, because the headsman, of course, they do the kind of things where the person call and say, see, oh, they're destroying something, or next thing, he tried to confront the headsman beat and blue black. So all of this kind of insecurities, we can't like say, don't need out of control. What's in his picture about the decadence in Nigeria?
Good question. First, sincerely, if I'm to be truthful, it portrays Nigeria as a lawless country. It portrays Nigeria as a country where nothing works and there's really no consequence for action. Because if it has not been occurring before, it won't have occurred now. Now God we want expose this thing. Now let make person day we capture that particular thing. So if it has not been occurring before, then this, from the way it happened, looking at that particular video, is beyond coincidence. That officer is just a rogue officer. He's just a trigger-happy officer. So the big question is, how did such an officer find its way into the system? How come the system does not have a way of checkmating him before this thing leaks to the public? So the big question is that, what is the checkmating system within the Nigerian police force itself? And how many of these rogue officers do we have? Do we have people that enter into Nigerian police just because they are unemployed and they need something? Do we have people that are compensated? Maybe you have a political thug. I don't want to mention a state now. There's a state that I know that it is, when you look at some of the people in their civil service, now thug where rig election, now thug where slap people when they want to recruit. Now then they go recruit. Before you know it, they'll start wearing uniform of an agency of the state. So how did this kind of officers, have such people find themselves into the Nigerian police? Because it's just lawlessness. It is wickedness. It is outright wickedness. Person will be say, now that person has committed crime against the state or against Nigeria. Let's look at it from another angle. Now that person has not committed crime against you as a person. He has committed crime against the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Right? Now imagine if somebody snatch your girlfriend. Imagine that. If person abuse your mama, that particular officer, imagine that some person owe her money no pay. If you can do that to somebody that have not committed crime against you personally, rather that person has committed a crime against the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now imagine if that person committed crime against that particular ASP. So it portrays Nigeria as a lawless country, whereby anything goes, whereby you can do anything and get away with it. And that is why the new IGP, Tunji Disu, is a new guy on the block. He needs to take this particular case very seriously and use it to send a signal, not to make the guy a fall guy. There's a difference between using this case to send a signal and just making the guy a fall guy. Just because the media have done what, have exposed him, then you dismiss him and you deal with him. No, you need to look further. You need to investigate within your ranks. How many of these people do we have? Because in broad daylight, and see now, if Canada is declaring Nigerian police, APC, PDP, as a terrorist organization, you want to blame the government of Canada. But the big question is, if we look at it, apart from the Islamic terrorist fundamentalists Don't we terrorize ourselves? Because how do you explain that you have already handcuffed? Do you know what it means? You have captured somebody. You have handcuffed him. The guy is willing to cooperate with you. He's showing signs that he wants to cooperate. He's begging. He's saying, please, I go take you, go Sapele or whatever. So that means that the guy is already cooperating. Now, a first shot was fired. The guy was very scared. He still reiterated his intention to cooperate with you. And you just shot him like that in broad daylight before ordinary civilians. And at the end of the day, everybody was there watching. What are you trying to achieve? What would you have achieved? And at the end of the day, what are you trying to say? Even if that guy is the notorious criminal that you have been looking for, if that guy is Bello Tuji, even if you want to do it, must you do such a thing before the public, before the general public? And at the end of the day, if that video wasn't captured, they would have said, oh, it was exchange of gunfire. So in the process, the guy died. The guy was shot, and they were able to apprehend him because he couldn't run away. That's the lie they would have told. So what are we trying to say? The Nigerian police could have done better. When it favors us, we mention America, we mention Canada, when it is our convenience. But then, if we want to copy these guys, can we copy them holistically in terms of how they are civil? Oyinbo police go, they follow you laugh. Go, they follow you smile. If they lead you to prison, you they go prison. You go see they follow you laugh. You go, they follow you talk fine. You know, it won't be apprehensive. At the end of the day, you go find yourself for prison. So what happens in that regard? So for me, the conduct portrays Nigeria as a lawless country, and the earlier we begin to redeem our image, the better. If we can do this to ourselves, how can we now question South Africa for the xenophobic attack and everything? You they do me, and they do you. We be the same blood. We be the same Nigeria. You understand? You the wicked me, and the wicked you. How do you now want to caution Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, and all that are protesting against Nigeria? And in this instant, this is the days of social media. You know, everybody, that video have circulated around the world. You can't even retrieve it. You can't retrieve it. So this is the jet age. So it's sad, actually. It's very saddening, I must say.
People are saying that this kind of thing cannot happen in the north. Do you think it can happen in northern Nigeria, or is only within the south?
I believe it happens all over Nigeria. Let me be sincere with you. I believe it happens all over Nigeria. Sometimes when these bandits or something, when they are apprehended, you know that, in fairness, let me say something. You know what gets some of these police officers frustrated? I've condemned the Nigerian police. It's very saddening. You know what gets them frustrated? Sometimes when they apprehend these guys, one mad, unfortunate, one lunatic, one scallywag that finds its way into power, we call and facilitate their release. Except we want to lie to ourselves. Some of these hard guys are stakeholders in who gets what as regards political office in Nigeria. Let us be real to us. Except we want to lie. Some of these guys are stakeholders because during election, they are the ones they rely on to snatch ballot box, to say, do not come out and vote if you are not voting for so party and all that. So in that kind of instance, when these guys run into trouble, you see some politicians advocating for their release, putting pressure on the police system. And at the end of the day, the police will end up disappointed. They will have no choice than to release them. So that is why when some of these guys are captured, they just give them the jungle justice immediately before one politician up there will now be coming to say, release him, this, that, this. But then again, even at that, what is not right is not right. What is not justifiable is not justifiable. But we need to check ourselves holistically. The politicians, the problem they are causing is too enormous. Democracy is supposed to bring development, it's supposed to bring growth. It is Nigeria's democracy. You see, when you look at democracy all over the world, democracy will hungry you. But when you look at Nigeria's democracy, it has been corruption, it has been underdevelopment, it has been insecurity, Islamization, Fulanization. Now only Nigerian democracy, they bring problems.
You believe in all those things, all those Islamization, Fulanization, you believe in them? Then be real. They real. Some people say
they are so they are so real. Even if you don't believe in them, if you don't believe in them, if you hear the word of this retired Air Commodore Monumi, Now, the words that you take seriously is the words of somebody that is in the system. If somebody in the system that has nothing to lose comes out to tell you that this is what is happening in the system, you have no choice but to take it seriously. You played a video earlier on of Ireti Kingibe, a senator, part of the people in the 10th Assembly. Ireti Kingibe was part of the Electoral Reform Committee. And she's coming to say that, this thing has been altered. So are you trying to tell me that Ireti Kingibe doesn't know what she's saying? Are you trying to say that Ireti Kingibe is lying? So even if you don't believe Islamization, Fulanization, when you go back to the Channels TV interview of Air Commodore Mounmi, this is a man that has experience. This is a man, and the fact speaks for itself. The evidence speaks for itself. Is it not true? Even if in the days of Usman Danfodio, if we are not there, when the Afoja war, they took Kwara, if we are not there, is it not stylishly repeating itself now? How would you leave your own base and you want to capture another man's base? The reason why they have not penetrated the southeast is because of all this IPOP, ESN. That's why sometimes in Nigeria, you need to be mad. Your survival depends on how mad you are. That is where Nigeria is getting into. When they know that you are a madman, before they bring madness to you, they will think it twice. So before Fulanis...
Kwara is about to be reconquered again with what's going on now.
Kwara is conquered. It is not about to be conquered.
11 villages in Kwara State are deserted right now. That's what I'm asking you.
If monarchs, the custodian of culture and tradition, if monarchs are vacating their domain, do you know how sacrilegious that is? That a monarch must not leave their domain, according to the Yoruba custom and tradition. But monarch left their domain not because of the people in their domain don't want them, but because a stranger, people that are Yoruba will understand what I'm saying. A stranger sacked a monarch, not even a monarch, monarchs, about 10 to 13, vacated their base just because they are scared as regards the insecurity situation. But one thing I must say about the Kwara issue is that sometimes I don't pity some of our people. And the reason why I say so is that when these Islamic people, when they conquered Kwara so many years ago, decades ago, now Islam gained some prominence in Kwara. But you are a Yoruba man. Every Yoruba man have one tradition or the other, whether it is Ogun or Oya or Batala, all these gods, they have it in your family. So you now say because you have accepted Islam, you are burning the Oshun shrine, you are burning the Ifa temples, just because you, a Yoruba man, you have now accepted Islam. So if you look at the Kwara case very well, you would see that I would be surprised if the DSS conduct an investigation and see that it is some of even the Yorubas there that have put Islam on their head, that have grown fanatical. They may have even been the one to invite some of these guys that, our community is unholy. Those kind of that, our community is unholy. We need, and we need you to come and flush the community or something like that, not knowing that it will eventually backfire. That was what happened in Sokoto. This Lakurawa said there was insecurity. It was as regards insecurity at that time. They were suffering from the hands of bandits. They brought in these Lakurawa guys. They were first of all nice. They were doing fine. At the end of the day, they went out of hand and they were unable to kind of like stop them or to pursue them. So as much as insecurity is ravaging Kwara, I don't pity the people of Kwara, I must say, to be sincere, because I suspect that you must have watched videos before this Fulanization or all this Islamic thing blew out of proportion in Kwara. I watched no less than 8 videos of people that will cover their head in the Islamic way. They will storm an Oshun shrine. They will somebody that want to go and make sacrifice at a stream. Maybe so somebody has a spiritual crisis. You know the way they used to, you watch Nollywood now. They are doing their own. Nigeria is a secular country. You guys will go there with your lawani or whatever, and you will stop their procession. You will tell the Oshun people not to do any sacrifice to the Yemoja and the Oshun River. Where does that happen? You are Yoruba people, so I'm not surprised that Kwara has fallen into the hands of these Islamists, but little did they know that these Islamists, their agenda, it goes beyond propagating Islam. It is it is to conquer the community and to eventually render you useless and make you a slave in your own domain. So when Kwara people cry, pity them carefully. When Ondo people cry, you can pity them more. When Kogi people cry, you can wipe their tears. But when Kwara people cry, based on based on the analogy I've just given to you, be very careful how you pity them, sincerely.
So, Dr. Deji, I don't go leave you no vex. I go like pick your mind for a few things, just a few things very quickly. Now when they talk about this incident, do you not think that all of these things not be actually for the purpose of any religious issue, like not be because of Islamization? Do you not think that it's the Western world, that is the Western powers, that then they pitch us against ourselves? They use these young men, they fight against us. I mean, we've had this argument in this platform several times, and some people think that now the Western world, that now Oyibo people, now then just they use these guys against us. So our real problem no, you will not be these people then, because these slippers wearing people, they don't really do anything. Who they give them arms? Who they arm them? Who they give them the money? Who they fund them? So now Igbo people now go down arm them to make sure say they destroy us, and would they think say that because of religion, not be really religion? You don't think like that? So that
I agree to disagree. The reason why I said so is that there are different schools of thought as regards insecurity in Nigeria. If you want to look at it from the angle of mineral resources exploitation, or if you like exploration, then you fall under the theory of the resource cost. Now, what does the theory of the resource cost says? The resource cost theory asserts in simple terms that communities that have endowed natural resources that is supposed to bring them growth and development, almost all these communities are in one crisis or the other. And the resource cost theory asserts that this is beyond coincidence. If the Niger Delta is in crisis, we have blood diamonds or something in Congo. If you look at African countries largely, you will see that wherever there is any precious human and precious natural mineral resources, you would see that there's one conflict or the other. Then the argument of the resource cost comes in, which implicates the Western powers as regards their complicity. For instance, the coffee that they drink in all these luxury shops in Europe, the tea that they drink, there is a tea community in Kenya, far away Kenya, that you get the best of teas. These Onyibo people, they capture their land, they make sure that there is no peace. That is an argument. But then again, as pertaining to what is happening in Nigeria, you can also put it when you talk of the Zamfara gold, right? You can say, oh, maybe the Oyinbos that want the gold, they don't want peace and all that. That may be a valid argument, but that doesn't rule out the fact that some people believe that if you don't believe in what they believe in, you are not worthy to be alive. And that is absolute nonsense. That is arrant nonsense.
So that means both things can exist at the same time.
Yes, because why do I say so? The answer lies in your fingers, in the sense that if your fingers are not equal and you've not done anything to make it equal, if you look at your toes, your legs, if your toes are not equal and they can never be equal, how do you now expect that everybody must reason your own way when there are even issues in your own body that your own body, your fingers themselves do not align and can never align to be the same height? How will you now expect that everybody must reason your own way, everybody must accept your religion, everybody must think the way you think? That is absolute nonsense itself. And we can't help but rule out the hypocrisy in all this Islamization of a thing. Why do I say so? You say Western education is a sin, but then when the gun that you are using to terrorize the community that you want to use to take over the world, that you turn yourself to Pinky and the Brain. Some of my viewers will know Pinky and the Brain, that cartoon. What do we want to achieve today? We want to take over the world. That cartoon. Some of them we know. We remember Pinky and the Brain. So the gun that you want to use to take over the world is a product of Western education. The telephone that you are using to record people, the telephone that you are using to communicate with the families of those people is a product of Western education. So how will you now say you don't want Western education, but you are surviving based on the productivity and the innovation of Western education. Is that not hypocrisy? So we can't rule out the fact of Islamization. We can't rule out the fact of bad leadership. Are you not aware that there was a governor that appeared on TV and he was speaking about bringing Fulanis and all that and all that? That governor now is one of the governors having problem with the Tinubu government. Can we rule that out as regards the sponsoring of all this terrorism and all that? So we can't rule out the fact that there are Western powers as regards exploitation of mineral resources, but we also cannot rule out the fact that some people believes that if you don't believe in their own ideology, that you are less of a woman. And this is not just about Christians. Even if you are a moderate Muslim, they see you as less. For instance, I did my NYC many years ago in Kano, and I can tell you that in the up north, their own version of Islam is different from the one they practice in Lagos or in Ogun State. In the eyes of somebody in Yobe, Zamfara, Sokoto, and all that, you are a Muslim and you are in Ogun State, or this Edo State, you are not like a real Muslim in the true sense of it. So the big question is that if you want everybody to follow your religion, start with your fingers. Can you chop your fingers for everything to be of equal height? Can you chop your toes that everything will be of equal height? Can you drop gun and be using maybe stick so that we know that you are not used to anything Western? But it is hypocrisy that you criticize Western education, and the gun that you are using, the bomb that you are using, is a product of Western education. The phone that you are using is a product of Western education.
How can this be happening without the president's, knowledge? How can the president?
Oh, pressure! Don't carry me. Go to Tinubu matter.
No vex now. I just wonder how it go there possible. Say people get agenda, but President Tinubu no know.
Oh,
I mean the president.
I don't want to enter Tinubu matter because
for political science.
Because that your guy, Tinubu. No, it matter just tire me. No, it matter just tire me. So if I go into Tinubu matters, let me just touch on it briefly because you asked. You see, what matters to President Tinubu, as far as I'm concerned, and from my lens as a political scientist, speaking the truth, not minding who talks is God, Tinubu doesn't really have your time. That guy don't send anybody, mafia style. If truly Tinubu was involved in anything drugs, just look at the life of people that live that kind of life. You understand? Mafia style. They don't really count anything. They believe in that, if they wake up today, they can achieve this thing, and they would achieve it. And if you look at Tinubu style, that's the orientation that he has been using. All what concerns the man is 2027 and 2031. And if una go kuna self, Akpabio amend the constitution, maybe I see one more time. That's what the man is after, except we just want to deceive ourselves. Have you not noticed that in the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there's actually no fear for the people? And it's absurd, because even the people that are military rulers, they still fear the people. Muhammadu Buhari was afraid to remove that first subsidy based on the backlash that he will get from the people.
He told that he will not, because
Buhari is a former head of state. Buhari is a military general, a retired military general. He is passing out, if I can use that word, out of office, and he still didn't remove it. He set the trap for you. So you came into power and you removed the first subsidy. So you can see that it's the mafia style. After removing the first subsidy, you just wake up one day and say, this forex matter, I won't remove it. Mafia style. You wake up again, this electricity, give them band A, band 3, band 3, band 4, band 5, band whatever, mafia style. You wake up and say, this national anthem, they sweet for here. I bet go back to the old school. Take me back to the root, mafia style. So if you look at the Tinubu style, if you look at it, you see the mafioso style. That mafia style. You see it in him. Look at it. If it is not mafia style, you are a product of democracy. You have always been clamoring, democracy, I'm a Democrat, this, that. They gave you opportunity. Not up to 3 years. Democracy that people have been enjoying, that they use and guide since 1999. The people that have been in power, except for Goodluck Jonathan and Yar'Adua, they all get past you. They don't see life past you. These people, they never, they fought civil war, Obasanjo, Buhari, and all that. And they just gave you the opportunity for just 3 years. Opposition just they die anyhow, mafia style. You understand? Mafia style, which is that you are traveling and you your enemy too is traveling. So you know that your own car cannot accelerate. The best form of defense is to knock the engine of your opponent so that the car will not even move at all. So when the car does not move, no matter how slow your own car moves, you will get to the destination before your opponent. So if you look at it, it's more of mafia style. If una like make una kill una self, if una like make una disturb una self, Tinubu no send una. Mafia style. What the man thinks and what is largely after is, how will I get that 2027? Okay, I don't get her. God, spare my life to 2031. Oh, this 2031, people are saying I still they sing on, on your mandate and all that. Make I just try my best. Maybe I fit get one more time. If una go kuna self, it will serve one more time, making a third time. And at the end of the day, even if it doesn't serve a third time, the Lagos template will naturally repeat itself, which is that, okay, I'm going now. I must drop somebody that would do what? That would always do my bidding. Again, to reference the mafia style that I referenced, putting it in context, look at the issue of tax. Look at this tax something. Again, mafia style. No matter what anybody say, oh, I want more money, I need more money. Now, no, they pay tax rich. I must get it. Mafia style. You promise electricity. And at the end of the day, despite the fact that you promised it, you are not under pressure when you promised it. You came into power, you go the solar way. Mafia style. So when you don't, I'm sorry. If we have to talk about Tinubu, we'll just leave the man. The decision is right before the judiciary and the Nigerian people. So if Nigerians are pleased with him, if Nigerians want him, well, so be it. If
So
Nigerians don't want him,
you know, put election for inside this decision. You say not just judiciary and Nigerians. Meaning, say election don't they conquered already? We not get that.
No, the reason why I put the judiciary is that if you look at it, the judiciary will determine how well the opposition will participate, because ADC, their lawyers wrote to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, my Lord Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, that you have heard this case. Speak to your co-judges. They've heard the case of ADC. At the end of the day, judgment is not coming. Time is going. So it means that how well the opposition will participate, because ADC is the main opposition, how well they will participate depends on the pronouncement of the judiciary. And I want everybody listening to me to write this down. At the end of the day, when the judiciary will give a judgment, they may give a judgment that will be neither here nor there. In fact, I won't be surprised if they refer the matter back to the High Court. And at the end of the day, you can't even interpret the judgment left or right. So that's why I mentioned the judiciary. And of course, the Nigerian people, because the people that you don't want to dare in this life, from experience, while growing up as a Nigerian, are Nigerians. If Nigerians love you, in fact, I can tell you that if you die, you enter heaven. Because by the time you get to heaven, the heavens have no reason not to love you. If Nigerians with their wickedness, if they love you, that time where you they reign, if you die, I can guarantee that you will most likely enter heaven. But when Nigerians turn their back against you, Nigerians are one of the most wicked people. Look at Naira Marley. He was singing nonsense. Just so P, all those kind of songs. And people were just vibing to it. They don't even care. But the Mohbad case happened, and Nigerians were like, oh, we are done. We are done. We are done. And at the end of the day, every effort to revive his career has hit the rocks. So you don't want to dare Nigerians when it comes to their capacity to either support you or to go against you. But as much as I see, as far as I can see, Tinubu is a different case entirely, mafia style. And take note of this thing that I just gave to you, just those two words, mafia style. You will see, mafia race to power 2 or mafia pro max. If Tinubu wins the election, is pronounced the winner, or he smuggles himself back into power in 2027, then you see the mafia style in full swing. So for me, talking about Tinubu is just like, if there's insecurity in the land, if they try to cover it up, say, oh, maybe Baba no here. Do you know that this insecurity, now Trump do magical? Because when Trump speaks, you have no choice than to go and meet your Oga and tell him that, Oga, wake up, Trump has spoken. But if it were to be an Omosoladeji that is speaking, Edane Boada will say, shut up. Edane Mokri will say, you are crazy. Efemi Fanika, they will say, you are mad. They will water it down. But when Trump speaks, you have no choice than to go and tell your master. So if you not cry too much, Baba go airport. You know, go greet the people wey die, mafia style. Bring them to me, Emperor Tinubu, mafia style. Yewata, he will do what? He won't go to Yewata. Because why? Now don't they put him, they put him matter for mouth too much. At the end of the day, what will happen? He will just go say, oh, sorry, oh, we will do this, we will do that. And that is the end. Look at the borrowing, mafia style. Baba go just wake up one day. It's like we need more money.
Tell you that they just approve.
It's like, yes, mafia style. So that is why I'm interested in whether the U.S. government will obey the order of the court of the court in the District of Columbia. I hope I get that right. Judge, I think Barry Owell or something like that, that has given an order that Nigerian people have the right to know who Tinubu is, release the drug file records or something. You know, maybe when it is released, if they so comply, maybe Nigerians will now see one or two things that they can say, oh, maybe this man is involved or not involved. But if you look at Tinubu, he has that mafia orientation, that mafia style that anything is possible. And that kind of mafia style, you know, you can link it to some of these people that, you know,
do you think that that's why Nigeria is where
lifestyle.
it is? Because some people they talk say, wait to make the country mood, they always reflect, you know, people they always the thing where they happen for the country, they dependent on the person where they power. So say wait to make things happen the way they happen. Security agencies they act with impunity, crime they everywhere and all that. Saying just body language of the person in power. But if there is a different person with a different body language, things go differently. Maybe the reason we're singing on your mandate today now because of body language of the person in power. Do you think that the present state of Nigeria gets anything to do with the personality of Tinubu?
No, the thing is, you can't detach Nigeria, you can't detach the country from the person that is ruling it. In fact, it has been asserted that no country can grow beyond the vision of its leaders. Singapore was able to come out from the stage of underdevelopment to kind of like have some kind of like substantial development because of the vision of Lee Kuan Yew. And after colonization, under Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, the power project and all that. Now, Ghana was supposed to develop based on the vision of I just mentioned his name, Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. So it has been asserted and it has been scientifically proven that no nation can largely go beyond the vision of its leaders. And that's why nations don't joke with who occupy that particular office, because you must be sound, you must be very intelligent, and you must have a vision of what to achieve. And that is why if you don't achieve that particular vision, you are kicked out. But what we have in Nigeria is that all rights have been taken away. And that's what makes it worse, in the sense that your right to proper healthcare has been taken away, good education taken away, infrastructure is almost nothing to write home about. And now the only right to vote and be voted for is literally being taken away. And you see, the people that are in power now, by the time they are done with Nigeria, now go shed out tears. In fact, I need to go and buy maybe a container of handkerchief to be able to help some of you to wipe your tears, particularly people that are always singing on your mandate, You are part of the people that doesn't want this man to be checkmated. And do you know that in life, there's a reason why people need to be checkmated. If people are not checkmated, if there's no law and order, there's no consequence for action. Somebody can see you and snatch your phone because that person have more power than you. So that's why there are laws and order. But if you look at it now, it started with violence during election. Oh, you must vote, you must do this. Then they came with vote buying, right? They came with vote buying. Oh yeah, take money, vote for us and all that. Now, what it is, cripple the opposition. That's the new trend now. Ruin the opposition. PRP, this PRP of Akim Baba Ahmed, I was surprised when I read it in the news today.
It's faction, yes. I was surprised.
They don't get faction again. Tinubu, why? What in Nigeria?
He's the reason.
See, let us tell ourselves the truth. No, it is beyond coincidence that there is faction in PDP, right? And
Labour
I don't want
Party.
to go into the words of the talks of Jason Wike. It is sad. And let me say something. You see, Nigerian politics teaches us a lot of things for somebody that is intelligent enough to learn, which is that, so this is how life is. That something can make you. That somebody can make you. And by the time you are made, it is that thing that made you that you will perish just so that you can survive. If Nyesom Wike does not participate in politics in Nigeria at all, history can never forget him as the governor of one of the most prosperous states in Nigeria, Rivers State. The PDP made this particular guy from local government chairman to minister of state for education to to state governor, and the same PDP gave him the platform. But just because of one ticket, PDP that have been giving you series of ticket, just because you couldn't get one ticket, you align with Tinubu. You now decide, aligning with Tinubu is fine, but you now decide to ruin what made you. If I am to be careful of anybody in life, by virtue of the upbringing that my parents give me, one of the people that I'll be very careful of is Nyesom Wike. And that's why I pity Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because if something can make you, it must not always be about you. It must not always be your way. Look at what Seyi Makinde said, that, oh, they were in a meeting with Tinubu, and Wike said, don't worry, I will hold PDP down for you. You, as at when Atiku Abubakar, I'm not a fan of Atiku Abubakar, but I must say the truth. As at when Atiku Abubakar was vice president, you are a local government chairman. Atiku is a big boy. Let's be sincere with ourselves. When you are naming big boys in Nigeria, Atiku, you don't even date the set of all this Tinubu, because as at when he was vice president, Tinubu was a governor. And when, according to report, when Obasanjo gave the mandate that, oh, the Southwest states should be taken, Atiku was one of the people that facilitated Lagos State to be left for Bola Ahmed Tinubu because they were friends. Some people don't know that they are friends. They are very good friends. And that's why Bola Ahmed Tinubu was disappointed that Atiku can go that far as regards his drug and certificate issue. Tinubu never expected it, that Atiku can go that far, because they are friends. It will be like, Tinubu thought that even if I win the election, or even if I rig, you'll be my guy now. We don't take. So anything, we still feel resolve them among us. But Atiku went all out. So some people don't know that these people, they are friends. So if PDP made you who you are, then it is that same PDP that you ruined just because you want to satisfy Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But little do Nyesom Wike knows that Tinubu doesn't like strong men. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he doesn't like strong men. When you are growing, you may be strong, but you are still under him and you are 100% loyal to him. But immediately you decide to...
in Sanwo-Olu's probably the recent issue with Sanwo-Olu now?
When Sanwo-Olu, according to reports, facilitated the removal of Obasa, now they begin get problem now. Because Baba was looking at him that, wait, I put somebody to checkmate you. You can't orchestrate in removal. To what end? If I say you don't grow wings, right? So Tinubu is somebody that doesn't like strong men. Fashola almost lost the second term. Ambode, he was booted out. Now, Sanwo-Olu is apparently having problem. So it shows that Tinubu is the type that doesn't like strong men. And where Nyesom Wike has problem is that Nyesom Wike has proven that he's a strong guy. Because before you can ruin PDP, the party that produced Obasanjo as president, the party that produced Yaradua, that produced the Jonathan, the party of all these big, there was at a point in Nigeria that who is who? The big boys in Nigeria, they are all PDP guys. If you can single-handedly ruin that particular party, no, you are proving beyond reasonable doubt that you are a strong guy. And lo and behold, don't take my word for it. Look at Tinubu's political trajectory. Do your research. He doesn't like strong guys. And Nyesom Wike has proven that he's a strong guy. And that is why, when the time is right, Tinubu will come for him. I can assure you.
Oh,
I
all
can
right.
assure you.
Just before you go, please. I like you to drop your thoughts on the OK tickets, and the article's possibility. I mean, the article's bid for presidency beyond the OK tickets,
Well, for
or
me,
even the OK ticket.
the OK ticket, what I think about
Do
it
you think they can
is
succeed, whether they
no, they
remain
can
in ADC or
succeed.
not?
They can succeed, but there's a condition attached to it. It's a simple condition, but very difficult to achieve. The OK ticket can succeed because the ticket evolved organically. In fact, I
Mm,
can assert that even the K was first on the O, in the sense
mm,
that Obi visited Kano, the crowd decide to yell without having a meeting, or maybe it was planned, I don't know. Obi Kwakwaso, Obi Kwakwaso, and before you know it,
it's
it
become a
grew
trend.
out of proportion. It
Yes.
became a trend. Even Obi was helpless. Kwakwanso himself was helpless. And I made an analysis at that particular time that if you look at it, even the people in the crowd, they agreed that power should remain in the South because Obi was mentioned first before Kwakwanso. So you have to mention the name of the president before vice presidential candidate. So it is
Absolutely.
Obi
Kwankwaso.
Kwakwanso. So the ticket from my lens is absolutely organic. And when
Mm,
something is organic in a democracy, particularly if you want to wrestle power from the incumbent, you must follow the wind, like how the wind they blow.
mm.
You must follow it in the sense that people are now saying, oh, Obi Kwakwanso, Obi Kwakwanso. It shows that if that ticket should sail through, then they may have a good outing. But there is a problem, which is the article problem. Now, and I have asserted that Atiku Abubakar will be 80 years in 2027. You may not like Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He may be a bad guy. Of course, he's a bad guy. But then give it to him. That maturity, that comportment, he did for him. Sometimes, for you to achieve, you need to be mature. You need to comport yourself. That's what Tinubu has and Atiku do not have. At the age of 80 years, if you have served as a custom officer, if you have served as 8 years as vice president of Nigeria, if you have become a veteran contestant, contesting since the days of MKO Abiola, you know that you must always
You
be on
don't
the
have to use
ballot.
the word veteran contestants.
Yes, veteran contestant. And you are now 80 years old. And you cannot look at the whole of Nigeria and just look at one person and say, oh, I don't trust this Obi. I don't trust him. Okay, Amechi, come. Make I back you. I don't trust this Amechi. I don't trust him. Okay, Elrufai, come. Make I back you. Then it shows that you yourself, you are less of a leader and an elder statesman than you are.
Ew,
Because if you have lived for 80 years, you have occupied different offices. You be baba for your own right. You are not a small boy. And you cannot find somebody. Now, let me take you to another realm. Let me take you to another level. Now, when you were to contest the presidential election, you picked Peter Obi as your vice president. That means that all across Nigeria, particularly the South, the person that you trust the most at that point in time was Peter Obi. If you pick somebody as your vice, that person that you pick is your political next of kin. If you die, that person will take over. If Tinubu dies today, before daybreak, they will swear in Kashim Shettima.
Maybe next
So
of kin.
why would you pick a Kashim Shettima as your vice if you don't trust him? So if you can pick Obi as your vice, it shows that if you want to support people, you can also support Obi, because if that ticket have sailed through and you have won that particular election, if you have died in power, Obi would have inherited that your mandate and continue as president. So even if you don't now want Obi, Baba, rest. You be big boy. You know, if I get the kind of grace that Atiku has, that have occupied position in Nigeria, you know, you have committed and uncommit and recommit, and there's no consequence, and you have served as vice president out of over 200 million people, you be big boy on your own. And that's why I usually assert that Tinubu calm down. Whenever the history of Nigeria is written, when they get to 2023 to 2027, that name Tinubu will always be in the history book of Nigeria. What do you look for again? when they say opposition must not survive, calm down. You are a big boy in your own right. You don't already did there. Wetin dey there? Why you no fit calm down? Same for Atiku Abubakar. You should be statesmanly. At 80 years old, you see when they go across Nigeria. No, you supposed to be Baba. Lead the boys. Say, boys, okay, may I go also this thing. You know, Obi or who else is contesting? Amechi or Makinde or something. Oh yeah, make una go. That was what paved the way for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He brought Buhari, despite knowing that Buhari is a monumental embarrassment to Nigeria.
Hell.
Despite knowing that the real power during Jakonde or something, it was when Buhari came to power that they cancelled it. Despite knowing that Buhari is nepotistic, Buhari not to get sense like that. He has always had 100 cows all his life. No, Buhari cow, no, they multiply now.
Ew.
No, am I lying? Have you ever seen Buhari cow multiplied? May God rest his soul.
In the beginning it is.
Buhari cow has never multiplied. As it was in the beginning, so it is. Maybe the cow have multiplied now, the power have changed, as I don't know. But Buhari cow has never multiplied, but he brought him. Because why? It is Buhari that can serve his interest. And that is why when people argue that Tinubu made Buhari president, it was a great gift. He made him president just so that he can use him as a stepping stone to become the president as well. So it's a two-way thing.
Was it the only one? Because people say that Amechi spent a lot of River State money in that election too. So where lies Amechi's own contribution? If we say that Tinubu alone,
Amechi spent money. Amechi spent money, but you can't compare the contribution of Tinubu to Amechi in all fairness. In the sense that Amechi was controlling a rich state, he has resources at his disposal. Tinubu was the godfather of a region. And in the history of Nigeria, it has to be ratio 2-1. It did not. Let me use the three ethnic group. Hausa must align with Yoruba, or Hausa must align with Igbo. It has to be 2-1. And that is why I'm saying that Tinubu have to be very careful. Because the Igbos now, they are stylishly finding comfort in the hands of the Hausa Fulani. And what you need in Nigeria is ratio 2-1. The Yorubas and Hausa Fulani have been rotating power among themselves because they find comfort in each other's hands. They kind of like help each other to win. So the Igbos have been in one corner suffering. But now that Tinubu is ruling anyhow, the Igbos are beginning to find comfort in the hands of the Hausa Fulani. And if that sail through, and their marriage produce a president or a presidency, Yorubas will suffer. Because before Yoruba go smell that power, it go hard. Though. Because the Hausa Fulanis and the Igbos will now be rotating in among themselves. So that's why, if you are the type that religion and region, it don't becloud your reasoning. I'm very sad when I look at some people. Religion, it don't cloud some people. They don't feel reason properly again. You don't get money to feed. You they beg. And you go they say, oh, on your mind, I they read some things. I go they look say, me, I get one policy. Oh. If you say on your mandate, no problem. But no come meet me, no come bill me. No, say no to Belinda's. No bring your billing. No, I tell you.
Somebody
do you know that? Do you know that?
Ask the question. Okay.
They come. I go answer the question. Do you know that the Baptists are the worst set of Belinda's in Nigeria right now? Do you know that? Belinda's means that billing, say, Alpha Precious things they are do. Have you seen 10K for your side? Precious, my picking never pay school fees.
They need Belinda you for Nigeria. They need Belinda.
No, I call them the Belindas. Now the Baptist, now there many pass for the Belindas.
Which one be
and at the end of the day, they will still be saying, no, I think that we should
now they inform me now, they carry me along for these terms now. Who be Baptist?
Say that again.
Who be Baptist? Baptist, who them be?
Baptist na Bola Ahmed Tinubu Baptist, just like obedient. UAT Baptist, yeah. I've been a Baptist or something.
Baptist, okay.
Those are the three we get. No, now four we get now. We have the Kwakwansia Amana, we have the obedient, we have the articulate, then we have the Baptist.
All right. So as somebody did ask a question, he said, make you analyze this. Why is Tinubu scared of P2B? First of all, do you think Tinubu is scared of P2B? If he is,
scared. Don't you see what is happening in the opposition? That's panic. That's
Eh?
panic. So if see
Anybody
see
now?
sorry
Be
Precious,
Jagaban for a reason.
there is a contradiction. I'm coming. Just a moment.
Okay, sir. Okay.
There's a contradiction in the sense that when the Tinubu guys sincerely have great respect for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I have sincere respect for him. Peter Obi, Kwakwanso, these are guys that God have helped, and it takes a special grace and anointing for you. Even if you dey steal, if you steal your way to that level, you get some kind of oil way there your head. No, let's be real,
You must be an
right?
expert in stealing.
Yes, you must, it get some kind of oil we go there. But in terms of panic, the Tinubu guys, the Baptists, they will tell you that Tinubu is the best thing that have ever happened to Nigeria after jollof rice. Some people will tell you that, in fact, Tinubu is the new Jesus Christ, right? But why don't you want a free, fair, and credible election? It contradicts your assertion. Your assertion must relate with your conduct for us to know that you are not panicking. You dey shake. Precious, are you
Sir?
scared? No, I'm scared. No, I'm not scared. But Precious, you dey shake. No, I'm not scared. I'm not
You
scared.
can't know they for waiting they
You know,
happen for position. Say that the position leaders them no sabi how to control their house. That him is
no.
controlling his own house.
See, what is happening now
Eh.
can happen in the days of Obasanjo. What is happening now can happen in the days of Yaradua. It's not that Tinubu is smarter than these guys, but these guys prioritize the sustainability of the Nigerian state after them when they are not in power. But for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whatever can make him achieve his aim, and that is selfishness, that is greediness. Before, I usually, sometimes by the assertion that Tinubu is a master strategist, that, and all this and that. But now, with all what is playing out, Tinubu is more of a big political fraud than a master strategist.
So you think he's a coward?
Yes, being a political fraud is different from being a master strategist. If
Ew.
you decimate the opposition and there's nobody to oppose you, despite you ruling like an emperor, that's not strategy. That is political thuggery. That is political, that is political theft. That is political hooliganism. That is not strategy. I don't rate that as strategy as a political scientist. No, that's not strategy. You killing the opposition, which is the hallmark of democracy, that is not strategy. That is hooliganism. So before, I used to admire that, it seems like this guy is a political strategy that, even if you bring Buhari, even if Buhari no good, for you to be able to sell him, February, March for Buhari, all those things, packaging, revive him. There's a strategy attached to this thing. But now, I now see that it's not much of a strategy. It's much of it's much of selfish interest. It's much of political greed. It's much of political imperialism, expanding your political base, not looking at the sustainability of the country on the long run. Because now, this thing will not stop with Tinubu. I'm telling you, this new trend that they've just introduced when Tinubu get to power, which is that the best way to win is to kill the opposition. It won't stop with Tinubu. No, it will continue. And that itself may ruin the democracy. So when the history of Nigeria is being written, that what truncated the democracy, then Tinubu's name may be mentioned that it started with intimidation of the opposition. It started with causing crisis in the opposition party. Tinubu may not have, individually caused crisis in the opposition party. But if you look at the words of his disciples, you see the hands of Jacob or hands of Esau or something like that, the biblical
Like
reference. Because look at what Bajabi Amila said. And when you are the chief of staff to the president, what do we call presidency? One body, many mouths. If I can just put it in simple terms as a political scientist, one body, many mouths. So it must not be when you hear from Tinubu that the president is speaking. No, as a president, many people speak through you. Your ministers, the 36 or 40 ministers, they speak through you, right? Your chief of staff, secretary to the government of the federation, they speak through you. Your spokesperson and all that, they speak through you. So the presidency is one body, many mouths. So when your chief of staff says that we are happy, go and scatter them. It is assumed that he's speaking the mind of his principal, because the chief of staff cannot go against the political ideals, the philosophy of his principle. So when people point to Tinubu, they are 100% correct. If not for anything, if the words of Femi Gbajabiamila is anything to go by. So for me, all this kind of thing, it is not strategy. And this thing, like I said, will not stop with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And that's my utmost fear. And if you look at it very well, the 2027 election, you may be thinking about it. Tinubu may have everything mapped out. Tinubu may have been thinking of even 2031. And you are still thinking about 2027. Because if you look at it, will it be easy to defeat a Tinubu under this Amukwito or whatever his name is, that he can't even wait? Mahmoud Yakub was very strategic because he waited till the end. That is strategy.
He led us. Like, he led Nigerians on. He kept
yes, he waited till the end. Then he off IRF. He off the server. And they said the end justifies the means. He waited till the end. That is strategy. But for this Amukwito, maybe it's the presidency that is pushing him, or maybe he wants to prove that he's a loyal guy or something. He can't even wait. Look at what he did to ADC. A professor of law find it difficult to interpret antebellum. It's just like me now, a PhD in political science, and you ask me what is a state, and I can't define a state. Does that make sense? How did you bag a PhD in political science if you don't know what is government? If you don't know what it is, because as I'm seated there, I'm supposed to be able to give you about 25 definitions of government. So you can now imagine when a professor of law now finds it difficult to define antebellum, something that a year one brilliant student will define for you. So you can see that so far as power remains, it's all about power. And that's why I'm surprised that people are expecting miracle from Tinubu. No, don't expect miracle. This is the template that he has been using.
Do you think
say that again?
Do you think that the OK ticket can defeat him? That is,
no, the OK ticket can defeat him in a free, fair, and credible election. But that OK ticket, we need sincerely the backing of Atiku Abubakar. Sincerely, the reason is that if you want to defeat Tinubu,
okay,
minus political violence, thuggery, minus that vote, that will give you, let's say, like maybe 5-10%. Add it to Tinubu's advantage. Minus, whether you like it or not, the role of the police, because the IGP is his boy since time immemorial. Minus that, with profound respect, alleged biasment, or should we call it favoritism, minus he give it like 5-10%. Add it to Tinubu. Minus biasment of Amukwito, INEC and all that. Give it like 5-10%. Add it to Tinubu.
30% gone.
Now,
you don't win election.
30% gone. 30% gone. Now add stupendous, unaccountable wealth in terms of vote buying. 5-10% add it to Tinubu. If you are confronting such a man, you have to go in a united front and you need to fight like a mad person. So if Atiku, whether you like it or not, if Atiku contests today, we have millions of votes. Those millions of votes is what you need to cover for the 5-10% that I just highlighted to you. So if Obi contests and Atiku contest, you will now see that at the end of the day, Tinubu will manage to sneak himself back into power. That's what will eventually happen. I can make that safe assertion. So what is needed is for Atiku to come down from Martin Olympus, to come down from his high horse. It must always be me. That is unstatesmanly. It must not always be you.
Atiku contest with Tinubu without P2B on the ballots.
No, Atiku right now is determined to contest.
So how it is between the
is determined to contest
and President Tinubu?
If both of them contest, there will be a problem. So they need to come together to see that maybe Atiku will allow Obi, the fresh blood with organic support. Say, Obi, you still be my boy, either which way. Oh yeah, go. Make I back you. Trust me, if that happens, Tinubu is gone. Forget.
But if Obi backs out and decides to support Atiku, and it's between Atiku and Tinubu, what would happen?
Say that again. Give me that permutation again.
The contest is going to be between Atiku and Tinubu alone, without Obi. Obi is off the ballot. What would happen?
My customer, regular customer, they'll flog Atiku now. That's what they talk. Now my customer now.
Why you
You know,
call
so
my
when you
regular
see,
customer?
you know, when you are in a familiar terrain, if you want to, my customer, the customer say, come, don't worry, I'll do you well. My customer, how far you there now? So article in this kind of thing, a regular customer now. And let me now take it a step further. If you want to win a presidential election in Nigeria, there's something we call that fanatical fan base. You know, everything must align in your favor. Let me pick it from Obasanjo. When Obasanjo was coming into power, oh, Abiola died. Oh, they kill him. Abiola is from Abeokuta and all that. The military guys assemble. Okay, now your bag go there. Hausa Fulani agreed, okay, to compensate Abiola and all that because we no want align with Igbos. And if we not allow Yoruba to do this presidency, then problem will deal. It means we go stand alone. So they use it to compensate the Yorubas, right? Obasanjo came into power. Yaradua was more of maybe they force him on Nigerians and all that. But when Goodluck Jonathan came into power, there was that fanatical in that first election that he won that
in 2011 election.
Person will not contest election, find himself as president. We're saying, this is God's answered prayer to Nigerians. Then came Muhammadu Buhari. Oh, he's a no say Tinubu sabi package person. Oh, he's a disciplinarian. Oh, when Russia was in war, they brought one general. We know Tinubu now when this one was, but now Nigeria is in crisis. The man for the job is Muhammadu Buhari. And you know, some of our people, they can't even do 1 + 1, right? When Buhari was to contest the second term election, they were talking integrity. And I was seated on my research desk. So I was live streaming that particular campaign at that point in time. And it was Oshomole that was speaking. And you know, Oshomole has a short reach. They're very stubborn. He go, they speak with all in power, all in might. You know, gonna say they rub feet for private jet to all those on a Shakara. Then they high, you know, when Oshomole high. When Oshomole high. Make I talk. When Oshomole high, now foreign guests they low ham. You know, say now foreign guests they regulate Oshomole when he high. Sometimes now if he dey high, then go low ham. When Oshomole low, now foreign guests go high ham. Oshomole have a taste for foreign species. So Oshomole cannot preach buy Nigeria because himself, you know, they buy Nigeria, right? You remember that wife that he married some time ago? Yes. You know, one girl like that. He said, so Oshomole likes so Oshomole likes foreign species. So back to what I was saying. They were shouting integrity. And I paused as a political scientist, and I was now kind of like reflecting on what they were saying in that campaign. And I just thought that this integrity that they are saying, is it really true? Let me just do a kind of like depth research on Muhammadu Buhari. As I was about starting, something just told me that Muhammadu Buhari was part of the people that truncated the democracy. The men of integrity truncate a sitting government. Okay, if Muhammadu Buhari wasn't the one that planned the coup, they said, oh, Buhari didn't plan the coup. They planned the coup and they just gave him the power. Do men of integrity receive stolen things? No, do men of integrity receive stolen things?
No, I don't want to have anything to do with this.
I just closed the chapter that all this integrity, but Nigerians bought into it. Oh, integrity. So Nigerians themselves, we have a lot of disoriented citizens. Somebody will come, we promise you this, we promise you that. At the end of person will promise you electricity, they go solar. You know, suppose wise. Person promise you electricity, they go solar. Solar is the way. You don't understand?
With billions, so not be even child.
With billions, so your money, my money, billions. So you can see that the level of impunity. But I can tell you that what is needed to remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu is Atiku and Kwakwanso by fire by force coming together. Now, this is where the problem is. Atiku can decide that he's not contesting. It will come with little or no consequence. What is driving Atiku is his personal ego. He just wants to become the president of Nigeria. Personal ego. It suits him that every election he must be on the ballot. What is driving Obi is a force beyond Obi. And that's where the problem is.
You think Obi is
What is
moving beyond
driving Obi? It's a force
himself?
beyond Obi because Obi cannot come tomorrow and say that he's not contesting as president. He will lose his integrity. He will lose his support base. He will lose his fan base. He will lose anything and everything. So Atiku, if he says he's not contesting, it can be easy for him. They're not born Obi Papa where may no contest.
Do you think that's why he's insisting that he'll be in the ballots?
Send this tape to Peter Obi that said, if you know, say, na Pa Obi and Man Obi, Ma Obi, na them collaborate, produce you no contest.
Mazi and Lolo Obi.
You know, Mazi and Lolo Obi, na them collaborate, produce you no contest. Because why? The force behind Obi is beyond his control. Whoa. And that's why it is not Obi that said Obi or not, you know. It is the obedient and all these people that are shouting Obi, Obi. So there comes a time in a man's life that, you know, everything, the heavens and the earth will align in your favor. And that is what Obi is enjoying. And it won't last forever. So Obi cannot decide that he won't contest. But Atiku can decide that he won't contest and his integrity will still be. In fact, his integrity will multiply. If he decides to do that, oh, I'm not contesting, his integrity will multiply. But Obi dare not say that he won't contest. And that's where the problem is. So the big question is that if you have been trying, would you like to try again? When you as a statesman know that Nigeria just endured Buhari for 8 years. You know, you are a former vice president and Buhari left there. You still contest that particular election.
And he left PDP to support
greatest
Buhari.
mistake.
He left PDP to support Buhari. He helped bring Buhari into power.
So yeah, of course. Yes, that's the point. Yes.
So people get questions for you. One person say, Precious, ask Dr. Deji, who was Lamidi Adedibu of Oyo State before? And then here this says, please ask him what his opinion is on the notion that recruiting more people into the Nigerian armed forces will solve the insecurity problem as it is today.
Chai, your people no go kill me today. Oh.
No vex. If I make a show you another one, somebody say yes. Somebody talk, say, Dr. DJ, I'm so sorry I never liked you. But now I know you better. I have special respect for you. You know Nigeria better, and you are very objective in your analysis. You have a
if people, well, with profound respect to the person, I appreciate you. Thanks for liking me. But whether people like me or not, I know they see I swear to God Almighty, I don't see. I just do things that I just follow my conscience. But sincerely, Atiku Abubakar needs to be statesmanly. It must not always be you. It must not always be about you. You are a big boy. You understand? Nigeria have a lot of big boys, but Atiku is at the top. Like Baba will be say, people suppose they try for say, Baba, you know. So if you are truly concerned about Nigeria, sit down, sit on the high table, summon these guys. Obi, you sit down there, Mechi, you sit down there. Now, Mr. B, now, Baba, I want to win this election. Obi, be like say people they favor you now, Abi. Now go and win that election for me. I want to see Atiku in that light. Amechi, be like say people they favor you now. Go and win that election for me. You are not supposed at 80 years. You be Atiku don't big pass all these. You are now dragging at 80 years when the tides does not even favor you. No, now if God give me the kind of blessing where don't give Atiku, where we say God carry me reach that level. My dear sister, what are they look for? Must I be number one? I don't become number two since 1999 to 2007, 2027, over 20 years. I still want the fight to become number one. God forbid, but must I be number one? Must I be number one? That number two, I don't chop, you don't do me. Website I don't chop 20 years ago. So Atiku should look beyond himself, should look beyond that personal ego. I'm not saying support Obi, don't support Obi. Support another person. Let me see you be statesmanly. Atiku has, you know, more to offer to some of these people that are coming up. And like I said, Obi dare not say he's not contesting. He will lose his integrity, he will lose his fan base, it will amount to nothing. But if Atiku says he's not contesting, his integrity, his admiration, the national admiration for him will multiply. So please, somebody should call Atiku Abubakar or send him my tape that he should please try and reason beyond. It must not always be you. See, if Atiku today says, even say Atiku is not even strategic. Before Kwakwanso came into the picture, I gave an analysis some time ago. I said, as it is, Atiku has a son, Mohammed Abubakar. Mohammed Abubakar is the immediate past Minister of Works in Adamawa State before Fintiri joined APC. So he's already a politician. That Mohammed Abubakar, if Atiku decides that I want to back somebody like Obi and he insists that since he is not contesting, he wants that his son to be the vice president. Before Kwakwaso came into the picture, he and Obi would have sealed it. And it would have been a done deal that, okay, Atiku Abubakar and Obi collaboration. Obi is running as president because he's the son of the South. And Mohammed Abubakar, the son of Atiku, is running as the vice president to Mr. Peter Obi. Perfect combo. So you did not lose totally. Must it only be you? You don't even feel let me your son grow. Your blood son, or your son, when you use your instrument, produce. You know what I'm talking about, Precious? I don't need to. Or you don't understand what instrument means?
I don't know. Somebody
you don't know.
Is it instrument of warfare or the mass destruction? I have no idea. I mean,
instrument means three shades of blue. Bala blue, bulaba.
So the person asked the question that, do you think that getting more policemen, employing more policemen would help the insecurity issue we have? More people into the security force generally. I have a problem with that question anyway, but just go ahead.
No, it won't help.
Why do you think it won't help?
If you want to tackle it, insecurity in Nigeria has become an industry. A multi-billion-dollar industry. Insecurity in Nigeria falls into the realm of informal economy. I would have been shocked. I would have been surprised. I would have been blown away if Nigeria is secured now. There's no kidnapping, there's no armed robbery, everything is going fine. I would have been surprised because it contradicts the law of nature and the law of human relation. Before I graduated from university for BSc, there have been unemployment in Nigeria. While I was in the university, there's unemployment. Then I left Nigeria for masters and PhD. There's unemployment. NYC is still passing out graduates. There is no employment, and you expect that there will be security? No. When the Hausa Fulanis were in power, the Babangidas, the Buharis of this ordinary military era, Abachas of this world, they didn't invest in their people. They just left them. They were ruling with greed. The Almajiri system was growing. And now these Almajiri guys, these guys that don't have any life plan, they have found a lucrative enterprise. So in every economy, there's formal economy, there's informal economy. Formal economy is you will go school, you be banker. You will learn hairdresser, you dey do your work, you dey earn legitimate income. The informal economy is you dey do 419, you dey do kidnapping, you dey do RNG, you dey earn your money through illegitimate means. If you want to tackle insecurity in Nigeria, first, you must first eradicate the informal economy. And how will you eradicate the informal economy? You can only eradicating it by meeting the demands of the people, by creating adequate infrastructure and social welfare, which Nigeria cannot meet in the next 10 years, except there's a magic somewhere. So in that kind of instance, if you like, go and buy the best of guns. So far, people are hungry. And look at it, the rate of unemployment in the country, the rate of hunger. Have you ever read that somebody is dying and the person just collapse and die? What's killer now? Hunger killer. Despite the rate of unemployment in the country. So the informal economy is an established economy on its own, comprising of the Yahooists, the ritualists, the fraudsters, the 419ers, the kidnappers, the bandits, the murderers. So it is a whole multi-trillion-dollar enterprise on its own. So if you like, let half of Nigerians be police officers. It will solve the problem. So you have to tackle it holistically to be able to make sure that people can feed, people can survive, people can people can earn based on their potential. People can maximize their potential. Then you now blend it with, adequate manpower for the security agencies. But if it is only as regards the recruiting police, deploying army alone, it's just a waste of time. It's just a waste of, because do you know how many people are waiting to join bandits? Who said this thing? Oh, I think it is the EFCC guy. I read it somewhere today, where he said that the EFCC chairman, Olukayode, or whatever his name is, he
the
said,
one that he said that in 10
he said,
6 out of every 10 students.
yeah, he said that 60 out of every 100 student, or 40 out of every 100 student in the university are into Yahoo.
Yes, I find that
Is
very
that,
troubling.
you see, look at it now.
It's true.
Look at it. Graduates that are supposed to be investing their intellectualism into production technology and all that, as it is being done in China, Japan, Germany, and all of these countries, they are investing their intellectualism into crime, into fraud. And they will continue because they see people, even at the presidential level, they say they are doing one city boy, whatever. And I feel sad that people of questionable income, that you see this guy, just big as a buffalo, and you can't even trace the source of his wealth. And he's rolling with the presidency of a country. Jesus Christ. Rolling with the presidency, a whole presidency of a country. What does that tell you? These people have a role model in high places. People of questionable wealth. So how will you tell them not to go and join Yahoo? They believe that if they join Yahoo, in fact, let me be more practical. First of all, I like to be practical. When I was young, and my seniors were in the university, those days, girls, if they hear say you did university, now you the one day too. You be the reigning king. In fact, let me tell you, when my brother was here to gain admission into university, one of the girls that he loved most in his life left him for an undergraduate. That year, girls, they want to date who? Undergraduate. But now the times have changed, because you will graduate, so they don't say if you finish, you no go get job. So who they won't follow? They won't follow Yahoo boy.
Hey,
because they don't say one day that Yahoo boy, if you cash out, if you collect money. So informal economy has taken over the place.
That's a menace.
So much so that this thing, if you look at it well, it is, see, this banditry of a thing, all this banditry, kidnap, it has come to stay, except we want to deceive ourselves. Any occupation that you can do you can carry out an operation within 10 minutes or 5 minutes. All you need to kidnap somebody is just maybe 1 to 5 minutes. And that can bring you as high as 100 million. You would rather die than leave that occupation, because there's nothing again you can do in your life that will fetch you that kind of money.
Hey.
So this insecurity is not going anywhere. Let us be realistic with ourselves. It's not going anywhere. If we are to be truthful with ourselves, except if we are ready to do the right thing. But we are not ready because corruption and stealing has become part and parcel of our political life. How do you explain? You remove subsidy, that means you are earning more money. You remove subsidy from forex, and at the end of the day, now you still borrow money pass. Alaye, where is the money? Blessed be this person who sang this song. I can't remember the person. He say, come on your na portable. That guy with it, he said, come on your eye for church money, na pastor get them. Alaye, come on your eye for Nigeria money, na people get them. So this thing, it's at different levels. So I don't see a situation whereby if you like recruit 1 million policemen, they will just be able to just be managing it. In fact, if you want to curb insecurity, you need to start from the rural areas, ungoverned spaces. How do you want to tackle the issue in ungoverned spaces? Place where we say government no, they remember them, except when there's election. Place where police station no day, road no even day to reach the place. Is this not where these guys are operating the most? How do you want to go build police station there? You want to build the road overnight, right? You want to provide electricity there to take tackle them. How about the orientation? Bandits will be parading gun in peace talk. The community will be there. Young boys, they'll be looking at them, how they are living like kings, wearing military uniform. And you expect that they too will not be bandits. They are waiting bandits. So this insecurity sincerely ain't going nowhere.
Do you think the
Except,
hardship? Do you think the hardship is even contributing to it? Because apart from hardship, government agencies and parastatals, they also doing the increment. I don't know what I don't go drop person recently for airports. Less than 1 hour, from 0 to 1 hour, you pay 3,500. I mean, well, this BB Nigerian white money guy just a complaint. Said they bill and 206,000 for parking. A lady said she parked for just 3 hours or so yesterday, and she was billed at 35,000 naira. She did rants, they vex. So almost everything we get to do with government, they go high, and then incomes they stifled, they low. So do you think hardship they contribute to this informal economy where they talk about? So
yeah, that's what I said. Like unemployment brings it, hardship, not being able to fend for yourself.
so
That's what leads to informal economy, because human beings, when pushed to the wall, rather than to die, 98% will find an alternative means to survive. And that alternative means of survival this time around is the informal economy. And that's why you see that there are graduates that are graduating, but there's no jobs, and people are fine. People are living large. Everybody is comporting themselves like everything is fine. People still they manage to eat right, they drink gari. Where are they getting the money from? If there's no informal economy, there would have been a mad revolution in Nigeria since maybe since the days of Obasanjo. But it's that informal economy. In fact, Nigerian government is profiting from that informal economy. Let me break that down for you. Some of these Yahoo guys, if they collect money, they are whatever, their victim go send the money to Nigeria. It falls under foreign remittance. It falls under foreign remittance, yes. It's also helping the Nigerian government. Of course, it falls under foreign remittance. If Yahoo boy want to collect money and they send the money to Nigeria, no be under foreign remittance. Is the money not coming from abroad?
Yes.
Will it not pass through the electronic system? It's still under foreign remittance. So this informal economy is a very big thing. So big that, forget, this security ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you, it is not going anywhere. Especially with the kind of leaders that we have now. Don't you know that since Tinubu government, with profound respect to him, with profound respect, Tinubu government is the government that immediately after Supreme Court judgment, they've started campaigning.
Yes.
Immediately after Supreme Court, that's the worst I've seen in my study of politics and governance as a political scientist. That's the worst I've seen. Immediately after Supreme Court judgment, how will you have power and you still want to die because of power? Bros, what you they look for? It there with you already. So we have a government that is all about power. A government that there will be insecurity. They will turn Minister of Defense, a retired general, to security for APC National Convention. Does that not tell you that the government is not serious? They will assign Christopher Musa. Look at the kind of commendation that greeted the appointment of that man. Now, if no matter how high your integrity is, if you roll with some of these charlatans that find their way to power, your integrity will be brought to you. Now, people know they fancy that guy like before. That guy is a potential presidential or vice presidential candidate in the future. That Christopher Musa. But look at it now. People don't fancy him again. Because why? You turn a minister of defense, a retired general that should be coordinating in security affairs. You turn him into the chief security officer of APC convention. Is that no madness? And you tell me security will go away? You tell me security will go away? Let's be sincere with ourselves. It pains my heart. I love Nigeria. I love Nigerians. But the truth is, this insecurity is not going away. When you have people in government that subscribe to the ideals of these guys, look at Bello Matawale, one of the most useless minister of state for defense that Nigeria can ever have. I have no apologies to Bello Matawale, because if Nigeria were to be a sane country, that guy cannot with the. Did you hear the report of UNWC something?
Yes, from
Yes,
the
the
U.S. House
US
of
lady,
Representatives. Yes,
Kimberly
from
Daniels,
Florida. Yes. Yes.
Rep Kimberly Daniels. Did you hear that particular report? Matawale thought he's dealing with Nigerians that you use money and power to silence them. You are dealing with US guys. Look at the exposition of that woman, that when they indicted him, he was trying to bribe a US politician to counter the narrative. Is that not madness? So with Tinubu tell me that all this exposition about Bello Matawale, he didn't hear before Dauda Lawal, I think that should be the governor of Zamfara, if I'm correct.
Dauda Lawal.
Before that one joined the APC, go and look for the TVC interview that he did. The governor of a state indicting his predecessor of being complicit in banditry. Should I give you more examples?
He never really denied it.
Should I give you more examples? A former aide of Bello Matawale said that now then they do the underground work, say they bought e-locks for some of these bandits. These are not my words. So if you are thinking of using your position as Minister of State for Defense to come and intimidate me, before you wake up that day, you must die by fire, by force. Because these are not my words. These are facts in public domain. So how will you, sorry, Precious, if we are serious about, if you are serious about insecurity, have you seen Matawale's CV before? I've seen it. If that CV is truly that of Matawale, primary school teacher, secondary school teacher again, then he joined politics, rose through the ranks, become a governor, and you made him Minister of State for Defense. For a country where insecurity is ravaging, come on, let's be sincere with ourselves. Nigeria is not a serious country. Let's be sincere with ourselves. We are not serious about this thing. And I suspect, with profound apologies to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know that these non-state actors, they are a major stakeholder in Nigerian election. Why do I say so? During election period, the insecurity will just vanish. All of a sudden, you won't see insecurity again. Place where bomb, they blow. You know, go hear bomb, they blow again. There will just be peace. I'm suspecting, with profound respect, that Tinubu, being who he is, may be keeping Bello Matawale just because he knows that when election comes, he needs a stakeholder that understands the language of the bandits, that can reach out to them to cease fire. And everywhere will be calm for the election to come and go. So, Bello Matawale has something and has an assignment to do for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Tinubu being who he is, he would rather keep him there to achieve that assignment of making sure 2027 is sealed for him than to sack him. If not, I may not die. Nasara will not dead. So these guys are stakeholders. If you remove the person that they believe in, that is in power, if you remove the person that can speak to them, when election comes and there's problem, who will speak to them? Is it Omosholade that you want to call to go and speak to bandits? So they must be well represented in the government. That may, in capital letters, may be the reason why the president is still keeping him. But then he can do something, which is to transfer Bello Matawale to another ministry.
Like what, really?
Like whatever ministry. Maybe Ministry of which one Rocha Sokorocha won't create that time? Ministry of Happiness. Yeah, maybe create Ministry of Happiness to be distributing joy and happiness.
Make I let you go sleep. Thank you so much. You've done more than Napoleon Bonaparte. I appreciate you big time. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so immensely. In fact, you don't render me useless. Thank you so much.
No, I just saw you online and I was a bit less busy. I just let me just dive in. And I think I've been on for like 2 hours or so.
With me. Some people say they don't follow us from way back. They miss me and you. But they don't say you're very busy. Thank you, Dr. Deji. I appreciate you big time.
No, they're busy. Made no best for me, you know. It's just busy schedules. But let's see what happens. God help us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Deji. Wishing you a great day. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, sir. Thank you. All right, Nigerians, let me draw the curtain here. There is nothing more to say because Dr. Deji don't close out all the talk. You don't end and finish. In fact, even the report I had to show you guys and everything, unfortunately, I can't show you again today. I could just carry them over till tomorrow because enough said already for today. I love you guys and I appreciate you because Nigeria matter. if you follow the way they go, it will get us, it will do it for body. But in case you've not liked this post, wait till they wait for now. It won't make a buy you wine or you like them now. Kindly like, share, subscribe to this platform if you haven't done so. Please subscribe. I have a special guest on Saturday. I'll let you in on the guest. And if all things being equal, I'm supposed to have another special guest tomorrow again. But I'll let you know later in the day if the special guest for tomorrow will still stand. So kindly subscribe, like, put on your notification so that when I come on live like this, you go collect the alarm. Collect the alarm. I love you. Subscribe, like, share, follow us across the social media platform apart from Facebook. I know the Facebook again. If you see my video on Facebook, it's not me, but don't report them, just leave them. So follow us across our social media platforms: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and just follow us across the social media platforms at Precious Inyi TV everywhere that you go. I love you guys and appreciate you. Protect your mental health, I beg you. I beg. Make all this safe. Good night and God bless you. Bye.